So it actually forces you to think out of the box, kind of like. So that's what I like the blockchain area more. So now we are doing pre-IPOs in which like you have a chance to like invest in companies before they made their IPOs.
Awesome. That sounds like an absolute godsend, I'll be honest. Sounds awesome. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode. Today I'm pleased to say we have on Barış, blockchain engineer at Wealth. How are you today, Barış? Great to have you on, mate.
Yeah, thank you, Sam. I'm great. How about you?
Good. Enjoying life today. Woken up with a bit of energy, but good for a Friday, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, as I ask everyone, like first questions, I guess, very easy. Like, what got you into this space? How did you get here? Like, what was your thought process? Like, was there like an initial thing that brought you in, either to like crypto or engineering? Like, what was your like initial push and drive?
Yeah, for the engineering, actually, like I always kind of wanted to be an engineer, but I was not thinking like if it is going to be software or something else. So actually, I graduated as a electronics engineer, but the thing is that like I was not very into electronics. I realized that like when I was studying, and I was like, what else I can do, and I just find myself in software engineering basically. So even if like I took some electronics courses, like I was able to choose lots of elective courses, and most of them are related with software engineering and specifically for the machine learning actually. So I was like really into the machine learning. I actually started my career as a machine learning engineer, specifically like a computer vision engineer. So I was really enjoying it. And how I met with crypto is actually like not very intentional for me actually. Like in the company that I was working, uh, there was a crypto project that we need to work on, and no one has experience in crypto actually in our company. So we were just like, okay, like we will do that with like some of my friends, and like we took the project, and like after a couple of months we were like, yeah, like we liked it, like it's like I like the constraints and all that stuff, like how you need to be like very careful with everything, like I really like that. So that's actually how I got into the crypto area. And uh, after that, we actually joined the Avalanche hackathon, and we got the first place. And I was just like, yeah, maybe I can be a blockchain developer, and just happened like that.
And
But like,
what did you enter for the hackathon? What was like your project?
it was actually I was working on a game project, so it is like a Web3 project, and what we did for the hackathon is actually create some API, so create some, so which will actually allow, let's say, like the in the game companies to be able to like create blockchain games without knowing blockchain and by just using our APIs basically. So in the hackathon, it happened for like 3 days, and in 3 days, we did like three games. We created the APIs, and we did like three games that are already integrated with the APIs that we created.
That's really impressive.
Yeah, but like crypto is always like my first experience with crypto was terrible, by the way. Like
Oh,
I
really?
yeah, I invested in IOTA first when I was in college. Like I saved some
Mhm.
money, and I invested in IOTA because like there were news about Microsoft getting partnered with them and all that stuff. I was hyped, and I was like, yes, like I will make money, and then it just go down 20x. I was like I'm not sure about crypto, but yeah, they're totally different things. So like
Mm.
trading and like blockchain development is like two separate things. Like
Yeah.
people like usually when I tell like I'm a blockchain developer, they're always like, which one should I buy? And I was like, I don't know. Like I'm not buying anything, but up to you.
Yeah, I'm here for the blockchain check. So
Yeah.
you guys can do what you want over there. That's fine. And so, what do you enjoy like about building on blockchain? What's kind of what keeps you in this space, I guess, rather than
Yeah.
like going back to more traditional ways?
Yeah, actually, like I think everything is like solving puzzles. So you have a start point, and you need to reach the end for all actually like software development part, let's say. But for the blockchain you have more constraints, so like everything is kind of like more challenging, and that's why like I like the blockchain more than others, because like there are very specific constraints that you need to take into consideration, and the problem with those constraints are like really changes how you need to think about something, like even like very basically uh, you can create a for loop, let's say, but you try to not use for loop in, for example, smart contract development as much as you can, so that because there are gas limits and all the other stuff, so it actually forces you to think out of the box, kind of like. So that's what I like the blockchain area more, because of those challenges basically.
Yeah, so I guess it keeps the job much more interesting, like trying to solve these problems and puzzles as they come up, and also kind of it's being the first to do certain things as well. I guess is quite cool. It's like there's no blueprint of how to do this, so it's kind of like let's
Yeah,
I can figure it out.
I think like now it's like more like you can find more, but when I started it was like as you mentioned, like even like we are talking about like 5 6 years, but that changed a lot, like in the crypto, like 5 6 years, that is a huge amount.
God, yeah, yeah. Everything in crypto moves at like seven
Yeah,
times the speed of normal life. So
yeah.
yeah, I can imagine it's changed hugely. What's like the biggest thing you've noticed, I guess, over that time? Then, like the biggest changes for you. Not so I know there'll be big changes, but like what's impacted kind of the work you do the most?
Yeah, for me, actually, basically, like AI tools were really helpful because of the unit testing. Because, like, the thing with the crypto is, like, for example, when there is something wrong in your backend or like in your front end, like, mostly you mention them as a bug, right? In crypto, like, uh, this is the thing where we get like millions of dollars got drained, right? So that's why like you need to be very careful. So for me, like I always like to write the smart contracts, but writing unit tests are always a hassle for me, because it's something that you should do all the time, so that you will be able to see like each function works exactly as you want, and there are no like other ways that it can work. But on the other hand, the issue is like it takes so much time to write, and it's not like very funny to write, because it's like a very basic structure that you need to write your unit test in. So with the help of the AI tools, at least like I don't need to write the 90% of those unit tests. It's writing for me, and I can just write the rest. So that way like I can focus on more what I want to do rather than what I should also do. So it's helping me doing that, and that's why like I can spend more time on like working on the smart contracts and other stuff.
Awesome. That sounds like an absolute godsend. I'll be honest. That sounds awesome. And so you mentioned that like initially you started more on the gaming side of aspects. Like
Yeah.
what brought you to wealth? Like how did you find them? What kind of interest you about wealth and decided to bring your
Uh,
expertise over here?
Actually, like I was into gaming, but I like as myself, like I'm not a gamer. Like I don't like playing games a lot. Like I was working in the game because it was kind of like something that forced me to it. And at some point I was just thinking like maybe like I shouldn't doing games. Like yes, it's fun working with those people, but like they're totally speaking a different language compared to me, and I was sometimes like I felt like I left alone, like I'm the lonely guy like in the company. So that's why like I wanted to move somewhere that I know and I have more experience. So that's why actually I decided to like move to a finance project and find the wealth pretty interesting.
Awesome. And what so like from your lens, like from an engineer's point of view, like what makes wealth different from similar products in the space?
Yeah, actually like it's kind of like our vision, and the most important thing in the crypto is like even for me sometimes it's hard for us to like navigate or understand like what a crypto project does. Like maybe they are doing like amazing stuff, like very interesting stuff, but it's very hard to understand like how you can do that. Like most of the time like though that is the like big challenge as I mentioned, like sometimes even for me, like it takes me like 5-10 minutes to understand like what a project does sometimes. And that's what I like felt about that. Like our aim was to like keep it more simple so that everyone can use, not only the crypto degens, but also for the like normal users. So our vision kind of like even your like grandma should be able to use the app. Like, yeah, that's an exaggeration, but we are trying to keep things simple so that uh, everyone who is going in our app will be able to at least understand or be able to invest in just a couple of minutes, basically.
No, that's awesome, and I think simplicity is the key for a lot of these things.
Mhm.
Is especially for like a wider audience, mass adoption that we
Mhm.
want to call it is definitely it needs to be simple. Like the crypto almost needs to be in the back end slightly. So you don't need to have like a huge understanding of crypto to be
Yeah.
able to use these products. It's much more
Mhm.
almost step by step. You can kind of just walk yourself through it and be like, "All right, I
Yeah,
understand it.
like
Here we
if
go."
you want,
Boom.
you can get
It's
into it.
interesting.
But if you let's say like find that like find the, for example, investment opportunity and you want to invest in it, like you don't need to know crypto in our app in order to do that. So that's the benefit actually. Like we are not forcing our community to learn crypto. We are just giving them an opportunity. So if they want to invest, they can invest without learning crypto as well.
And so, speaking of simplicity, what's something you think like most users just like expect to work on an app, or like would
Mhm.
be a really simple thing to work on an app, but is actually from an engineering standpoint really hard to get down, or just like it takes a lot more effort than you would expect it to.
Yeah, this is like always kind of like in our agenda, and we are always like taking like great prep, like making sure that everything works, but it's the login or signing up part. Because like in Web2 it's very easy, so you only have your email address and you can just log in and that's all. But in crypto you have your email addresses, you have your wallet addresses. So we are using the custodial wallet system, so you can basically just log in with your email, like sign up with your email in our app, and we are creating an embedded wallet for you that you can use. You are in custody of that, but the issue is that like in those cases, like it's always like very challenging if you are logging in with email or with wallet, how we are doing the authentication, because email authentication is different, wallet is different. So there are like tons of challenges there, even if like it's just a login. But I think it's one of the most challenging things in crypto environment.
Which is funny because it's like the very first thing you need to do as a new user. So imagine if
Definitely.
you want anything to be right or simple, it's that. It's just like, yeah, we want this to be the
Yeah,
easiest process for you.
yeah, like
Let's just get
uh,
you in.
yeah, like that's kind of like a challenge we have as well, because as I mentioned, like we also have the email addresses of the users. But for example, if we were just like having a wallet and a wallet connector, that will work fine. But as I mentioned, like because of what we are trying to do, like we are trying to merge like Web2, like the email login and Web3 wallet login together. This is the reason like why it creates a challenge for us. That seems simple, but not that simple, definitely.
No, awesome, but what a challenge to solve. I mean, because as I said, this is that first instance of me touching the app as a new user. It's like, yeah, if the logging is a struggle, then it's going to be obviously it's going to be off putting. But if it's smooth, simple, is well, especially in this space, as you said, it's kind of like, oh, I've definitely got time to kind of like explore this app now. Like,
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to give it a look and see what it can do.
And there are also like even more challenges when you think about the mobile. So if you are using your mobile, you have your apps downloaded, like you have your wallets downloaded as apps. So that brings another challenge, and you're always like trying to understand if that happens, like if it happens because of a user error, for example, like user didn't give permission, or is there an error on our side? Like it's always challenging to also like detect if it is a bug from the user side or from our side.
Going off the back of that, like so with the login solved, or once obviously solved and you've got it running smoothly, like what do you see as your not even the biggest obstacles? Like what do you see would be your biggest goals for the future of wealth, like in the next 5 years? What have you got in your head? Like I want to achieve this. This is like a
Yes.
particular thing for me that I want to run. Either it's run smoothly or update or an addition to the app.
making the app as simple as possible. And like we are kind of like now in the real world assets, so now we are doing pre-IPOs in which like you have a chance to like invest in companies before they made their IPOs. So that's actually like what I like, and it's especially for me like just make the RWA opportunities more for the users, because like even for some small things, like I was always interested in the RWA world basically. And for example, there's a very good collectible maybe that will make money in the future and you are believing in it, right? But you don't want to spend like hundreds of thousands of dollars, so you can just like create an RWA for it and let people invest on it, and then you can make a decision to buy or refund. So I think like extends what people can invest, and I think that is why like that's a great opportunity for them, because it just removes all the restrictions. Like it can be like all the financial restrictions from a person, and they can just invest a like very small amount in order to get a portion of what they actually wanted to invest.
What advice would you give to other developers or people like new to the space who want to kind of like move into blockchain, whether they've got experience like in Web2 or elsewhere, or like they're fresh out of university? Is there like any sort of information or advice you could offer them?
Yeah, I think like my biggest advice, like this is also like something that we were also like discussing with my friends from college as well. Like most of the time, like AI is a really powerful tool, but like when you are developing something, it really helps you, it really assists you with everything. But on the other hand, like I think it is also something that limits your learning curve, because like when I was in college, I was always like writing some code, trying to find those errors, like going through. We have something called Stack Overflow. Like it's not popular now because AI just like took over it. But Stack Overflow is a website in which you can just like try to find the issue that you are facing, and then just find the possible solutions and trying them out. So it's I think limits like new learners to get into the coding. So that is something like I think that really limits. So if you are not trying to find what is wrong in your code by yourself in order to understand or just ask AI, like you will continue making that mistake over and over again. And that's I think something, as I said, like AI is really helpful, but I think it is not helpful for you when you're trying to learn something.
Yeah, I agree. AI is a useful tool, and I think some people kind of forget it's a tool and rather use it as a crutch. It's like, can I just get AI to do everything for me? And I'm like,
Yeah,
well, at that point,
yeah,
this isn't you.
then you will have existential crisis, I think, in your life. Like if AI is doing everything for you, like then what are you doing, right?
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, I love AI. When the AI imagery started coming out, I was like, this is amazing, this is awesome. Which I still a big fan of it. But unfortunately, it will lose. Like I'd always tell someone trying to get into art, learn to draw. Still,
Yeah.
like you still need to learn to draw, because with AI, there's also no original thought. You know,
Yeah.
it's not thinking for itself. It's not. I know people like to think it's not thinking for itself. It's just a culmination of everything that's already out there. So yeah, for like true originality, true kind of like human thought process or pushing it forward or whatever the case may be, yeah, we still need to do that part. Do you know?
Like yeah, we can get help from AI, and yes, like as I said, like for me, even if like smart contracts are a bit risky, because as I mentioned, like if there's a bug, like it's not a bug, like you can just lose all the money because of a small bug in a smart contract. So I'm like definitely like I'm asking something to AI, but I'm never like allowing AI to like write some contracts for me. But for unit tests, like go ahead, like just do it, because it's like very straightforward, and like there's nothing wrong with writing wrong unit tests. But there's something wrong with writing wrong smart contracts, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. And do you think? I guess then, do you think there's ways, well, whether within engineering or within like the blockchain space as a whole, that AI could be better used? Like there's still a huge amount of growth for it to do certain things.
I think definitely, like as I said, uh, it is a very helpful tool for you, like in order for you to like detect some bugs. Like it is like you can imagine like AI tools, kind of like audit tools for the smart contracts, which were actually like pretty expensive. So yes, maybe sometimes you also need to do some like audits for your contracts, but AI is also a helpful tool for you to like do a pre-audit, let's say, in order for you to like see if there are any bugs. So it is, I think, like very successful, and I think it will be better. It will be like better and better over time in order to finding some bugs basically in the contracts.
Yeah, so like a security sort of measure using AI for that. Wow, that'd be cool. And it also saves a lot of searching, I guess, on
But
your
like,
end. So
yeah, but like as I like, I think it will never like cover 100%, but it is at least
mm,
helping you with the 98%. So you don't need to find 100%. You just need to find that 2%, right?
yeah, exactly. So it makes your job easier. It doesn't just do your job for you; it just
Yes.
makes your job
Yes,
easier.
definitely make your job much more easier, but not doesn't do all your job.
I agree. Yeah, I think I'm along the same thought process of no, make my job easier. I don't expect you to do my job for
Yeah.
me. It's just it's not the same. It's not comparable.
Um,
But I do think maybe I'll make an AI outro to this video. So I'm gonna do something really stupid with it again. Awesome. So yeah, where can it's been great having you on. Like, where can everybody find you? You got like social media handles that people can
yeah.
find you at,
Like
platforms you use the
I
most.
have social media, but I'm not using pretty much. But I have my
Mm.
X handle, so if people want, like, they can follow me there. It's Mr. Hallucinogen One.
Awesome. I'll have it along the bottom of the screen here somewhere, so so you can find it easier. That's amazing. Thank you so much, Barış, for coming
Thank
on today. I really appreciate your time, mate.
thank you, Sam.
Thank you, guys, and remember to like, follow, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Cheers. Thank you. We appreciate it.